Hello, I'm Jala Kader and this is Buckingham News, live at 5. The ongoing Ebola crisis has prompted Pro-Vice-Chancellor David Billington to send out an email warning students not to travel to affected countries in West Africa. With the break approaching and no end of the situation in sight, Shindale Ponsafath investigated how prepared the university would be for a worst-case scenario.
The current Ebola crisis in West Africa is the deadliest outbreak since its discovery in 1976. Also known as EBD, it has a fatality rate of 90%. Affected countries include Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia and Nigeria, with the latter representing a large student number here on campus. Last Wednesday, student announced very strongly advised against traveling to the area, as students might be at risk of not being allowed to leave, or worse, not being allowed to re-enter the UK. Titilola Iwezi and Adebayo Razak explained their concerns about the university's message.
He kind of instilled fear in a lot of the students, even though it's for their safety.
You know, from the message of the university, if they go home, do they stand a chance of losing their study, their study time or their visas, student visas also. So I think those are some of the impressions that the university needs to work towards correcting.
However, Pro-Vice-Chancellor David Billington explains that the email was not sent out to create panic, but rather for pragmatic reasons.
The reason the university sent out the email last week was to advise students that although Ebola is very difficult to catch and you're at extremely small risk of actually contracting it by visiting the countries involved, you may be at significant risk of ending up stuck in the country if sudden travel restrictions are imposed.
Infection only occurs from direct contact with bodily fluids from infected patients, and it can take up to 3 weeks for the first symptoms to appear. No cure is available yet. So how prepared is the university for a worst-case scenario, and what can be done to help?
I doubt very much that the university has either medical or infrastructural capacity to deal with the virus.
The university does have emergency plans. We have a full infectious disease programme which is coordinated through Bunker, who is the head of student welfare. The chances of an Ebola case turning up at Buckingham are infinitesimally small.
I think the university needs to do more, and they also need to raise more awareness, as opposed to just sending out such email.
Although students and staff may not always see eye to eye on the university's actions, everyone agrees that overall more awareness needs to be raised. This is Shindale Ponsafath reporting for Buckingham News.
In breaking news, a 20-year-old woman was sexually assaulted on the disused railway near Station Road in Buckingham at 7:15 Thursday night. Police say the woman was approached by an Asian man in his mid-20s who tackled her to the ground before she managed to fight off the suspect and ran away back over the bridge in the direction of Hunter Street. Anyone with any information should contact the police on 101. An area in Buckinghamshire, with Buckingham at its heart, has been newly opened to fracking firms. With licences granted in other counties, including Yorkshire, Lancashire and parts of Sussex, could fracking also come to Buckinghamshire? Jessica Montgomery went to find out.
Gas is a fossil fuel that we use every day, from heating our homes to cooking our food. But, as the name fossil fuel suggests, there is only a finite amount of this resource left. It's been suggested recently that this fuel shortage could be salvaged by fracking for gas that's trapped beneath the Earth's surface. Fracking is a process which uses drills to tunnel miles below the Earth's surface and then uses lots of water to split the rock and release the gas from inside. There is an area in Buckinghamshire which is now open to fracking. But amid fears for public and environmental health, not everyone would welcome a fracking well in the county.
It's an industrial process that's coming to a rural area, essentially. It means there's a lot of traffic right from the early days of testing until the gas actually starts to be piped out. So that's quite a lot of disruption. There's also noise from drilling, quite a significant amount of noise. I think the main thing that most people worry about is the water contamination, the possibility of water contamination.
I think it is a real threat. It depends on how much people are opposed to it. The licensing is only one part of the process.
Well, they have these licensing rounds, and as I say, we've got one now just started for 3 months. So during that period, there might be some applications, and there will be other licensing rounds. So if not this time, maybe the next time.
Whilst no approaches have been made to Buckingham County Council yet, there is still the possibility that fracking could come to Buckingham. This is Jessica Montgomery for Buckingham News.
Band Jam Big Bash, Buckingham's annual music event, took place at Market Hill on Sunday, filling the town with sound, people and fun. Favour Gabriel went to listen.
The Buckingham Band Jam is an annual outdoor event which allows bands and musical acts to play to the town. Last year's event attracted over 1,000 people, so this time we have come to listen. Market Hill was filled with music last Sunday as the Band Jam Big Bash rolled into town. Numerous bands played at the live event, such as the Wawa Club, the Estralas and the Big Head. The Band Jam Big Bash was sponsored by Buckingham Town Council.
I love it. I always love the Band Jam. Been coming many years, so I've lived in Buckingham many years.
The little children come along in the afternoon with the mums and dads, and they sort of start to go home about 8 o'clock, 8:30, and then the mums and dads have a dance. Yeah, so it's brilliant. Yeah, all over ages, you know, any age. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, I grew up here really, so this is like a special place for us really, apart from this guy. He comes from Manchester. But this is the first gig we've played in Buckingham for a while, so it's nice to come back and see some familiar faces.
Organised by Sean and Chair Ellen, the event started over a decade ago. It has gone from strength to strength, which is all very far removed from the first event, which started live in a lay-by. Buckingham Band Jam event has been extremely successful over the years, and this season is an exception. We're looking forward to the next year's Band Jam event, and we hope to have fun as we did in this one. Farewell, Gabriel, Buckingham News.
In other news, last Wednesday, the annual duck race brought a large crowd to the Old Tanlaw Mill. The day featured stallholders selling drinks and sweet treats. The winner of the duck race was Edward Lopez Cattell. To end the day, there was an opportunity to fight in sumo suits and a sneak peek of the upcoming Grease musical. A Dragon's Den-style scholarship worth £25,000 is being launched for budding entrepreneurs studying the business enterprise degree. New students will compete for the money by pitching their business plan to a panel of judges. The scholarship is provided by entrepreneur and longtime University of Buckingham donor Brian Kingham. My Other Life, a film directed by Graham Roos and starring students, has made the official selection at this year's Portobello International Film Festival in London.
I'm proud of it. I think it's a very good piece. I think it reflects very well on the university and on the students involved, and I hope it will provide inspiration for students in the future.
Last week we showed you a sneak peek of the Music Society's musical Grease. The show opened at the Roxburgh Theatre at Stowe School yesterday to a packed audience. We caught up with Sarah Cordes to go behind the scenes.
Grease is the word among Buckingham students, with the musical well underway. We've put a lot of hours in to give you a great show. Let's go together to have a little preview. The show opened on Thursday night, but there's still plenty of time for you to get tickets for Friday and Saturday's performance.
I really like you, Sandy.
What are you trying to do? I asked some of the cast how they thought the show was going.
Okay, it's a bit nerve-wracking.
It's coming together though, like, I mean, a lot of the dancing I had trouble with to start with, but it's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going great. I was really worried about it like 2 days ago, but now I think it's going a lot better. Since like 5 minutes ago. No, since today it was going really well.
Michael Pearson and music director Miko Yoshizawa have been working together for the past 10 months, bringing together the band and cast with the music numbers. They shared their thoughts with me.
It's gone well. It's been a long 10 months for me and Miko. We've been planning it since then. The cast came in about 8 months ago and we've been practicing whenever we've had a chance in between. It's going to be great. At the minute, I think we all find it very hard. When I've done shows in my life to see the finished product.
Our band is really great and rehearsals are really getting better. And we've got saxophone, trumpet, drums and guitar, bass and piano and trombone.
This show can be automatic, systematic, hydromatic, so don't miss out. This is Sarah Cordes for Buckingham News.
And now over to sports with Meg Pettit.
Thank you, Charlotte. In this week's football match, Buckingham fought back from their previous defeat, beating Great Horwood 5-0. Ogiri Omaha was there for the victory.
The University of Buckingham football match this week was a great success as they bravely dominated the Great Horwood by scoring 5 goals to nothing.
Right ball.
25 minutes into the game, the university's football team scored an amazing goal by Alex Bidu. Although the university's team showcased an impressive ability to win and conquer, they missed several shots. They also showcased fantastic speed, accuracy and ball possession throughout the match. The first half was extremely tough for the opponent's team as they showcased a weak performance throughout the match. A penalty kick was given to the university's team just 20 minutes into the second half. The second half of the match became even more difficult for Great Horwood as the university's team possessed and dominated the ball by scoring 4 more goals. Buckingham striker Nunu scored an amazing goal. Ian, the man of the match, was able to penetrate and help the team move forward. George, the team captain, scored 2 fantastic goals. His agility was impressive, while Alex Bedu, the main striker, scored 2 goals. The university's team showcased a great performance as they controlled the entire match cooperatively. Ogiri Omaha reporting for Buckingham News.
Last week, the Sports Office organised the gruelling Annihilator Challenge. It tested the physical endurance and mental strength of some of the university's most athletic students. Sade Beckley-Lyons went to watch the bulk of the action.
Last week at the University of Buckingham, a challenge was set just in front of Beloff. Students came down and participated in a variety of exercises. It was split into 3 rounds and required a good amount of physical strength.
For your health rather, because it promotes agility, speed, just trying to get the boys to work through the pain barrier and push themselves as much as possible.
The challenge became more difficult with a few contestants showcasing great speed and agility during each round and others finding it more challenging. At the end of the final round, the contestants were awarded. The event was very well received and will provide a strong testbed for events of a similar nature to take place in the future. There was strong support from students with friends who boldly participated in the challenge. Sade Beckley-Lyons reporting for Buckingham News.
That's it for sports. Now, back to the studio.
Bad news for Nutella fans. Due to a March frost in Turkey, 70% of this year's hazelnut crop has been wiped out. This could mean a Nutella shortage, as the product is made with 50 hazelnuts per jar. Whether or not this is all hype, here's a recipe to indulge your Nutella addiction, courtesy of Alexandra Assemi.
In honor of National Burger Day this Wednesday, I'm going to show you how to make burgers with a twist. Luckily for those of you with a sweet tooth, this includes donuts and a whole lot of Nutella.
You'll need sugared donuts, a jar of Nutella, a kiwi, mango, strawberries, a pound cake, raspberry jam, a small cake tin, and a baking sheet. Preheat the oven to 150 degrees Celsius. Cover your baking sheet with aluminum foil and slice the pound cake into long pieces. You want them to look like chips, so they don't have to be perfect. Place them on a baking sheet and put in the oven for about 15 minutes or until they look toasted. Spoon out a cup of Nutella into a bowl. You're going to add a spoonful of powdered sugar to thicken it up, then whisk with a fork. Pour the mix into the baking tin and place it in the freezer for about 10 minutes or just until it's firm. The kiwi, strawberries, and mango are going to be your faux lettuce, tomatoes, and cheese, so make sure the slices are smooth. Cut a donut in half. This will be your burger bun. Take the Nutella out of the freezer and very carefully take it out of the cake tin. Try to keep its shape because this will be your burger patty. Put the Nutella patty and fruit slices on the donut and don't forget the top bun. Now you can take your fake fries out of the oven and add them to your burger. Lastly, add some raspberry jam as ketchup.
Meet the new king of burgers. It's super easy to make and too good to share. This is Alexandra Assemi for Buckingham News.
Thank you for watching Buckingham News. That's it for this term, and with that, I'm off to see Grease the Musical.